Hi guys and welcome back. This is video 2 of the how-to series when you're first starting out as an indie author or publisher. So in our last video, we talked about the 3 tools that you need to start your business, and that is all you need throughout the life of your business. What we're going to over in this video is how to set up that reader magnet. Now, if you missed video 1 in the series, it's going to be linked below in the description. All right, so let's jump right into it. If you don't know who I am, real quick, I am Andy. I am the creator of bookbridge.io and readerbridge.io, and I have been an indie publisher for over 3 years, and I've used every single one of these platforms except BookSwappy, and so I know the grind. I know what it is like to learn the ropes, go through the tech, and manage 4 different platforms just to get through. And unfortunately, I've been burned way too many times. The interfaces weren't as user friendly or conducive to how I wanted to run my author business. And most importantly, I was chasing more authors than I was actually just sitting back and letting the sales come in as I slept. So I created BookBridge and ReaderBridge.io to get rid of 80% of that angst. So now let's get into it, what this is really about, and that is your reader magnet. What creates sales, what boosts your launches is having your own email list, your own fan base. And to do that, you need a reader magnet, or sometimes called a lead magnet, which could be a novella, a prequel, a short story, a deleted scene, whatever, something that you give away for free for people to give you their email address in exchange for that free content. So I'm going to show you why you don't need BookFunnel, Story Origin, Book Clicker, or BookSwappy, and how to get your lead magnet delivering readers to your list today. So let's dive right in. So this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to cover BookBridge and ReaderBridge setup, your pen name, email integration, landing page, and how to share. So what is ReaderBridge? Think of ReaderBridge as the entire tool stack that replaces BookFunnel, that delivers books, and you can do author swaps and promos. Story Origin, it also delivers books and does swaps and promos. Book Clicker, which only does swaps, and then BookSwappy, which only does swaps. ReaderBridge and BookBridge combined replace all of these. Specifically, ReaderBridge replaces BookFunnel and Story Origin. So this is how it works. A reader visits your landing page. They enter their email to get the free book. ReaderBridge delivers the book and passes your new subscriber to your email client. Your nurture sequence starts automatically. This is built for beginner indie authors. There's no tech overwhelm. You set it up once. You can tweak as necessary, but you don't have to. It runs forever. It works in any fiction or non-fiction genre. It grows your list while you're continuing to write, and you have one dashboard for everything. So BookBridge and ReaderBridge is 2 sides to one platform. So think of it as a master bedroom with an adjoining master suite bathroom area. Master bedroom suite and a master bathroom suite. That is how BookBridge and ReaderBridge work together. So ReaderBridge is the reader facing side. So it's your landing page, book delivery, book sales. And what's not listed on here is also does beta reading and ARC delivery as well. BookBridge is your author dashboard where you manage everything. You run your swaps, you can join promos, and see your content calendar all in one place. Together, they replace every tool in the stack above. So let me show you the sign up and pricing so you know exactly, well, how does this compare? I will definitely share with you. I'm not here to gatekeep or keep anything from you guys, how we actually compare. I'm going to walk you through the BookBridge pricing page, choosing your plan, and landing in your dashboard for the first time. Okay, so let's dive right in. If you want to walk through it with me, the link is in the description so you can see it for yourself. And if you want to, go ahead and create. There's a free account version and there's a 14-day trial. So absolutely you can walk through this with me. So let me show you the difference between ReaderBridge and bookbridge.io. These can work independently. The only reason why you wouldn't work them together is if you are choosing more to sell your books, and we say this, you're selling wide versus being relying on book swaps and promos to promote your books. You're interested in direct sales through, let's say, a Shopify store or a WooCommerce, like a WordPress store. That's really the only reason why you'd want ReaderBridge as a standalone. Okay. But if you are like me, I'm using both organic traffic, even Facebook, ads traffic, and I don't have my own store. I'm actually, moving everybody to Amazon. That's when I want both. So quickly, let me go over just ReaderBridge first. Every plan gets you the same powerful tool. You get instant book delivery that builds your list while you sleep. The Grow plan is what gives you unlimited downloads. We don't cap you on downloads. We don't cap you on what you can upload. We don't cap you on how many times you can give away your book for free. I never understood that. I was like, it's just sending a file. I'm not going to gatekeep on that. We have up to 16 plus email providers that we integrate with. These are signed download links, so there is a short window, gets your people really engaged, especially with our nurture sequence, to get them to get into your book. And this is pretty cool. We have reader analytics. You can see who claimed your book, when they downloaded it, how your landing pages are converting, and like, are your readers actually consuming your book? That's what we actually want to see. Create goes a little bit further. It gives you everything in Grow, except now you can do advanced reader copies. So if you want to send those advanced reader copies to your team with controlled access, you can do expiration dates. The files are watermarked, so if you ever find a pirated copy, you can find out exactly where it came from. And we also do beta readers. Now, beta readers, this is really cool. I don't think any other platform does this at the time of this recording, is readers can leave inline comments and end of chapter feedback. So it's real-time feedback that you can see from your readers. There's no back and forth emails. There's no checking in that you have to manually keep going back and forth for to see, are you guys reading it? Can you give me some feedback? It's right there for them, and you see it in real time. You can bulk send, you can set expiration dates. There absolutely is hidden PDF watermarking to identify who copied this. So again, we wanted to deter piracy. And then they get automatic reminder automations. Now, if you want to go publish, this is your full on, you've got maybe 8 plus 10 plus books and you want to start delivering sales copies. That's where you want to get into the published tier. Okay. I'll let you guys, I'm not going to go through all of this, but down here you can kind of see how we compare to BookFunnel and Story Origin and what the difference is. Okay. So we start at $12.99 a month. At the time of my recording, I believe it was $2.50 a month. I know they had just recently changed their pricing. So, yeah, but I'll let you guys go through that on your own. Now, how does this tie into BookBridge? There are not two separate subscriptions. You can basically get BookBridge with ReaderBridge for free. And I'm going to show you that right now. So BookBridge, when you want the whole shebang, you want to replace those 4 platforms that I just mentioned, or is it 3? So if you want to replace BookFunnel, Story Origin, BookClicker, and BookSwappy, BookBridge replaces them all. So what you would want in order to do this right here, you need the Indie Pro plan. That is $29 a month, or it's $2.99 a year. You can save almost $50. And that gives you ReaderBridge access. It's basically a buy one, get one free. I don't know how long I'm going to let this stay because I'm literally giving away ReaderBridge for free. When you get all of this in BookBridge. So there's no platform fee if you want to charge people to be on your list. These Free Forever and Indie Basic have a 7% platform fee for page swaps. There are no platform fees. Again, unlimited downloads. You can have up to 5 pen names. You can create and organize promos, AI banners. I won't get into all the features here, guys. If you want me to, this is pretty cool, but it eliminates promo fatigue. You know, when you have 25 to 50 authors all in the same promo and they all have the same banner for that promo that they're promoting on their list, which we know people are on the same list, so they see the same promo banner and so they don't click. Well, I thought that was dumb. So I honestly was like, make 20 plus different designs so that we have different banners for the same promo and all of the books rotate on every single click. So the books that are on the top for author A are not the same books on the top for author B, and author B used a completely promo banner design that was different, which means you get more clicks and more visibility on your books. I saw that was, I actually surveyed my list and they tell me they don't click on them because they already got a book. They already looked. Well, let's be honest. People probably aren't looking that closely at 45 plus books. And something that they would have been interested in just kind of got skimmed over. But they see a new banner, see new books at the top, they're going to be like, oh, I didn't see this. They might recognize it's the same banner, but it's literally different because of the constant random rotations. Okay, you can have VI access, and of course, you have reader bridge access. So that's why I would say get the ND Pro plan, because then you are saving time and money on this plan, and it replaces all of these. And of course, there is a 14-day, it doesn't say here because I'm logged in, but you do get a 14-day free trial. Okay. Again, if you guys are on the same page, you guys can go through to see how exactly it compares and what you get versus what's currently out there at the time of this recording. Okay, so it won't go, and then you have some frequently asked questions. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is, let me go back to the thing. I don't know if I put in here what I'm showing you. No, so we went over pricing and you choose your plan, and we're going to look at the dashboard. So let's say you're like, it's a no-brainer. You're going to start your 14-day trial. You're going to try this out and walk through this with me. Awesome. So you're going to have immediate access to Reader Bridge, and that's what we're going to go to right now because we are focused on your lead magnet. Okay. So this is what your dashboard looks like. You can collapse any of these at any time to make it easier to read. Like I said, it may look complicated. It's just getting used to what this looks like. Okay, just like there's a learning curve on book funnel and story origin, I hope I can make this as easy as possible so that the learning curve is short. First thing I want to point out, this has a light and dark toggle, so it goes easy on your eyes. If you need it at any time, just toggle this switch. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is, what you're going to see here is your file vault. And I want to show you something pretty cool. These numbers right here means you have one file uploaded and 2 synced. 2 synced means that these came directly from BookBridge. And then 1 you uploaded directly into here. There's maybe some reason why you don't want it on BookBridge. It doesn't really matter, but you just uploaded 1. This would be you uploaded because you don't have BookBridge and you're getting Reader Bridge by itself. That's totally fine. So first, let's figure out how we got these 2 synced. Let's go to our dashboard. Okay, the first thing we want to do is set up your pen name. And you're going to do that by going to your profile. Okay, so let me pause here because Okay, so this is what the dashboard looks like when you first pop in as an Indie for Life subscriber and you're starting out for the first time and you want to get set up. You can absolutely do this all within about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer, but it'll go faster if you follow along with me. So the first thing we're going to do after you've created your account is you're going to come to your dashboard right here. You have access to everything here. Reader Bridge shows up for you here. And this is where everything lives. So takes you, we're going to go through step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, we're going to say 4 for later, but we want to get you guys how to set up your lead magnet. And that's what we're going to do right now. So first thing we're going to do is complete your profile. And this is where you're going to add in your pen name and everything about you. So let's add in your full name. This is not your full name, but I was going to say, actually, I'll say Testing Jane. Okay. Your email address. You want to give your author bio. This is visible to other authors. So say, I just okay, or whatever genre. It doesn't matter what you guys are going to have something way more cooler than what I just put in here, just for example's sake, so you're not walking through all of this. If you have an author central profile, if this is your first book and you're just growing your lead magnet, you may not have this set up yet, and that's fine. If your book is already on Amazon, you put your reader magnet on Amazon, and you did create that author profile, that's where you want to put this here. If you want to know what that looks like, let me show you mine real quick. Let's see. It looks, I just don't have it. So this is your author profile. So it's this URL right here. Everything before the question mark. All of this is just noise in the URL. You don't need that. So if you've been copying this whole thing, you want your website link to look a little bit cleaner, just grab everything before the question mark. That's what you need. And then here is your complete profile. It tells you about the full bio and everything like that. So I'm just going to grab mine real quick, copy that and paste it over here. Okay, if you have a personal website, you can put it in here. Publishing type, are you Amazon exclusive? Are you going wide? Like maybe you also are using draft to digital, which publishes your ebook on, let's say, Apple, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, all of those platforms. You can put that here, or maybe you're doing a little bit of both. Personally, me, I have done a little bit of both, but I initially started out with Amazon exclusive. So it doesn't really matter. You just pick what is true for you. And here you're going to add your pen name. Because you're on the Indie for Life, you can have up to 5. So I'm just going to use the one it recommended because I don't really have one. And then what genres? Okay, so you can click up to 3. If you see something that's not listed here, absolutely put in your own. And you can do up to 3 custom genres. You don't want to put in too many because then it gets a little crowded and people are like, what do you really write? Remember, you can have up to 5 pen names. So if you have a different pen name, that's when you want to really specify which genre is for which. So I'm just going to do some romance there. And then got all that. So then add your pen name. Good. This right here, payment method, is if you want to buy swaps. So if you are just starting out and building your email list, and even if you're not, especially when you have book launches, add in a payment method here so that when you are in the swap meet where you go and meet with other authors to get on their email list, it's ready to go. Same thing if you are, once you get to a place where you can start charging for people to be on your list, set up how you want to get connected through Stripe. Okay. Now, what is unique to bookbridge.io is the ethics agreement. And I put this in here as it's basically a look. For the last 3.5 years, I have been conned, stalked, chargebacks, like a handful of chargebacks, and people just ghosting me. And it did not contribute to the grind, basically. We already know that this is a hustle kind of a platform if you want it to be. If you're especially if you're publishing every 4 to 6 weeks, you are in it. You don't have time to be chasing people down, wondering why didn't they send, and just all this extra noise in your brain that you don't need. You want to focus on getting your books out there, launching effectively, and getting sales while you sleep. So this ethics agreement is to say, hey, we want to recognize that we only want quality authors and publishers on this platform. Like, pay attention. Don't be that person. And you're going to honor your swap commitments. You're going to be transparent. You're going to quality over quantity, respecting the platform, paid swaps, process refunds in good faith. Don't charge for swap outside the platform in a way that circumvents everything. Consequences, like, yes, I will remove people from my platform if they're a constant hindrance. Okay. So as you scroll down, you can see this is its own toggle here. And you have to check this. If you choose not to check this, you literally cannot swap. So yes, it's a real agreement. It's basically saying, yeah, I understand this. I'll abide by it. I respect it. Great. Go ahead and click that and then do your digital signature. I think it might be case. Yep, it is case sensitive. Okay, and then sign the agreement. If you don't agree, you can hop off now. Um, yeah, we're done. I think it's everything is good. Yep, profile site. Okay, so if you go back to your Get dashboard, you're going to see here that the first step is done. Okay, so next thing you want to do, you got your lead magnet. Now let's add our first book. So I have a book here that I'm just going to use for demonstration purposes. So just click this to upload wherever it is on your, oops. Sorry, I got like multiple screens open that you can't quite see. But I've got my test one here. And I have one of them. Okay. And you can just open that, put that in there, just standard size, put in all the necessary information. I know I said I picked romance. Actually, let me pick a romance one. Because I did say I was doing sweet romance, right? Let's see. Don't want that. Second chances. There's another cute one I liked. Okay, that one's cute. All right, so okay, subtitle optional, pen name. If you have your book on Amazon, you can put the ASIN here. Publication date. Now, the system automatically recognizes that if you don't have a date here, or if it's a draft, you can have options if you want it as a draft, like something's coming, you just want to get all the information up here. If it's a pre-order, if it's released. You cannot swap drafts. It has to be a pre-order. It will recognize if it's a pre-order, if it's a future date, or if you put a past date that it's released. So depending on when you put the date in here, it will do it accordingly. If there's no date, then it's just a draft. Okay. So there's that. But I'm going to put it back here. All right. You can put in the series name if you want. All this is optional just for yourself. Okay. Guys, I'm coming up with this on the whim, so I'm not going to put anything here, but I am going to put something here just to show you how it connects to Reader Bridge. Oh my gosh, can't spell friend. Okay, I know that's probably pretty cheesy, but that's what I got off the cusp of what I got. So if any of you guys want to actually use that and turn into something awesome, please do. Okay. Genres. Let's see. We said we were doing some romantic suspense. Okay, add those in. We're good there. You can add in your book links. You can leave this blank for now because we're going to create a lead magnet for this, right? And so we don't need that. And then what you are willing to swap, and then you can use this for yourself. And save the book. Okay, now that our book is in here, we're ready to go. So that's how you set up your pen name in BookBridge. And now next, if we go back to our dashboard, we have one more step, and that is to create, or excuse me, integrate your email provider. So this is pretty simple, straightforward. It'll talk you right through it. So you don't have a list yet. So we're going to add our first list. So add your list name. It could be growing list, whatever you want it to say. Typically, since this is, yeah, this would be my main list. I would just say main swapping list, or your first one, however you want to put it. And then your pen names would show up here if you have more than one. You can leave the subscriber count. The duplicate swap warning window means what I found happen a lot is, especially when you are launching books and you have more than one or two. Let's say you're launching book 4 and you're going across a lot of authors, you're finding authors to swap with in promos. What tended to happen was, because I was juggling Book Clicker, Story Origin, and Book Funnel, that was my choice because I wanted to get maximum exposure. I found that I was overlapping with those same authors. And what would happen is, one, they told me I needed to change my book, like maybe a few hours before they were going to send it. They just didn't send my book because I had already petitioned them, and then they didn't contact me to let me know, or they didn't know how to contact me. And they just totally ghosted and didn't send my book. And I'm trying to think of the third thing that happened. I don't even know. But the thing is, having a swap with the same author with the same book happen more often than not. I don't know, maybe you guys are uber organized and you write down every single swap partner on every platform on each date. I am just not that organized. If you are, hands down to you, raise your hand in the comments so I can give you some love, because you are amazing. So bookbridge.io gives you a warning that, so if you're planning for a launch week and you've already swapped with author C, you go back and you're like getting on their, their calendar, and it says, hey, you've already swapped this book in the last 4 weeks. Are you sure you want to swap? It gives you a warning. and you're like, oh no, let me pick a different book, or let me just not swap with this author at all. That has been a game changer in and of itself. I would pick 4 weeks, especially if you're sending often. 8 weeks if you're, you only are, maybe you're only swapping once a month. You can go a little bit longer, or 12 weeks. But for those, if you are following the program and you're swapping anywhere from 3 to 6 to 7 times a week, set this on 4 weeks. Okay. Genres for this list. So this is what's going to show up in the swap meet of what you're willing to swap with. So, or excuse me, what your genre is. I don't need a custom. So go ahead, and because maybe you're willing to do mystery and whatnot, but you can just stick with what your genre is. Because I'm going to show you something here that you can do. Here are the notes. You can say open to all clean genres, clean romance equals mentions, whatever you want to say. If you're familiar with Book Clicker, you'll see that people had their pen names plus a paragraph of all the rules and regulations and who and they do and don't swap with on what particular day of the week. And then they declined you when you didn't read the paragraph because they said, cozy mystery only on Wednesday. You requested a Thursday. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I will be honest with you, I did not read all those. So here is the most appropriate spot to say what you prefer, okay? And it will show up when you actually make the availability on your calendar. So I'm going to say open to all. I'm going to say clean genres. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then add your list. So once you add your list, you're going to come over here and you're going to see now connect to provider. So we have all the listed providers here for you. Okay, you can choose other, you can use Zapier if you want. If it's not here, if we have something that's not here, what you can do is say verify with a screenshot. Most people won't need this option, but in case you do, it still lets you be transparent and honest about the numbers that you put in manually for, your list size and open rate. So you can actually take an actual screenshot of your list size and open rate, and it's good for 90 days. We ask that you update it every 90 days because we know it varies. But I personally, I have Mailerlite, and you're just going to paste your API key. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I will be right back. If you don't know where to find your API key, here is a handy dandy helper for you that takes you right to their documentation. Every single one of the listed email clients has their help document right there for you, so you don't have to go searching for it. Okay, so it's just going to walk you through using Mailerlite. I suggest you follow this video. I don't want to take the time by just redoing what they already do to find your API key. So I'm going to grab my API key, and then I'm going to be right back and show you my list and how you can choose it. All right, now that you got your API key in here, hit validate and continue. Okay, and then you're going to see all of your lists here connected. Okay, depending on which email client you use, yours will probably look different. Some email clients do expose all of the credentials, some don't. And so that's why it may not look exactly like this. Okay, so let me, just for, I'm going to do, let's do this list. Okay, so you connect your list. And that happened probably because I'm only on my staging site. I'm not on my real site. So it doesn't actually have all the connections like it's supposed to. So when you click connect the site, it's going to work. I promise. And if it doesn't work, let me see if it's going to work. No. Okay, if it doesn't work, send an email to support@bookbridge.io, support@bookbridge.io, if for some reason you get this. I expect to get this because I'm working on my local computer. I'm not on the actual live site. So but let me show you what it would look like if I needed to do the verify. So if I have to verify with the screenshot, I'm going to go and open up, actually go to my Mailerlite. And what you're going to see on your dashboard are these metrics right here. I'm on my, oops, sorry guys, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, here we go. You're going to see these metrics right here. Now, if you want it for what you would do for your screenshot is actually go to subscribers, and you're going to go to that particular group that you are using. So I said I was going to use the PS exclusives, right? Was that at the top? Yes. So I would screenshot this right here. I have a 401, open rate is 41%, and 330. So I would literally just, let me screenshot it right now for you. Take this, and then I would crop it accordingly. Not everybody has to know all of your Mailerlite or whichever email platform you're using business. And you can literally just crop it like that. Okay, and I saved it. Now let's go back to BookBridge, and I'm going to say verify with screenshot. Again, you're only going to use this if the Connect provider, yours isn't listed. If it's listed, you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to select my provider. I'm just going to say other for now. And my subscriber count was, what did it say, 401? And my open rate was like 41%. Click rate was 3.3. Okay, and then I'm going to upload that screenshot. I don't know where it was. There it is. So we're going to upload that. And there we go. So we have that. Now, I highly recommend, you don't have to do it, but I highly recommend that you allow your swap partners to view this screenshot so that they can see that, yes, what you put in here, your subscriber count and your open rate is the same. Okay. Now, it does say show in here that you do have a screenshot, but if you don't show it, you could literally have taken a screenshot of the Amazon page, like just Amazon.com, and uploaded it. And then the system's like, okay, they got a screenshot. Unfortunately, I don't have yet the capability to actually scrutinize a screenshot to make sure it's a legit screenshot of, say, an email client. That's something that could come down the road. But for now, be super transparent. Tick this box. Okay. And then submit verification. Oh my gosh, everything is not working for me today. Well, let me see why this didn't work. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I actually got it fixed. So it will definitely work on the live site, but I did fix it for my staging site. So now you see that it says verified. And then just to re-verify, you would click this, or to remove it and you want to connect something else, a different email provider, then you can do that. So otherwise, now we've got, so what we've done is you've entered your pen name, you've uploaded, or excuse me, just put in your book information. So like the cover and the links, if you have them, to Amazon, and the book blurb and title. And so now we're going to create a landing page for your lead magnet in ReaderBridge. So over here, you can go back to your dashboard. We should now be done with 3 of the 4. Okay, so we're going to find our swap partner, but first we actually need to get our book link for our lead magnet. So what you can do is go ahead and click ReaderBridge right here, because if you're on the Indie for Life, you're going to take you right over into the master bathroom suite. I know bathroom, you're like, really, I want to do this in the bathroom. I don't know what else to call it. Master closet, like a walk-in beautiful big closet. Actually, yes, because everything is in your closet that you need, right? So that's exactly what ReaderBridge is. So we're over here in ReaderBridge. Now I'm going to refresh the page and you're going to see something new. Okay, what you're going to see is when we go to the file vault, what I showed you before was a full file vault, but since we're starting over so I can walk you through the steps, here is where you're going to see this. Now, I did not put this in here. See, nothing was uploaded, and that's why I wanted to show you what it looked like first for a brand new person. That's why I say this is really one platform, even though they have two different names. So it's synced. We have the library, Midnight Library Club. So now we just need to upload our files. So where you get your files from, I believe that if you're in a program, they teach you to either go to Atticus or Vellum. I personally use Atticus. I'm on a Mac. It's works great for me. It's cost effective and I love it. So I got my download already. So we're going to upload. We're just going to drag and drop. So let me grab where it is here. So I believe I still have it. I'm going to actually use this EPUB because I didn't do a mock version of this book. So it's going to say Murder at Magnolia Manor. But it's still the same. You're going to upload the correct e-files. Now, if you have a PDF version, you can upload that too. And I believe I do. And there it is. Yep. So I'm going to upload that. You notice everything else, like it won't let me upload anything else. It has to be the appropriate files. And then if you have a Mobi file, you can upload that as well. That's kind of a retired file. Really don't need that. Okay. And if you notice here, this watermark settings came up because we have a PDF here. If you want to have this watermarked so you know that you don't want your works pirated, especially that you're giving away a free book, toggle these on. Okay. So toggle those on so that your work is protected and it's yours. All right. So now you have your book. If you want to make sure it looks great, definitely preview it. So let's preview it now. Get rid of this one. This is exactly how it's going to look for your readers. Okay. Preview mode. So progress is not saved. So if we tap up here, here is all the selections that your reader has. They can read this anywhere, anytime. Phone, tablet, browser, anywhere. They do not need a separate app. So light, sepia, twilight, or dark. They have different, let me actually go to, so you can see the different font. Okay, Litera, DM Sans. Atkinson's has been known as an accessible font. You can increase the spacing. You can increase the font size, how you want the page to turn, the layout, a single layout or two page. And then I know you can't see it, but there's a large down here and a fill the page. If they want compact view, and all of this is saved for the reader. They do not have to come back here and keep changing how this looks. Okay. And then if there were more chapters here, the chapters would show up here as well. All right. So that's that. So this looks great. It's turning well. Nothing looks wonky. All right. So we're done with that. So you know that your book file's uploaded just fine. So now what we're going to do is create a landing page for your reader magnet. And this is where you're going to get your link. So just come up here. You can click landing page here or right here in the middle. So create your first landing page. And then you're going to have a real-time preview of what it looks like. Here you're going to choose what type of page. Is it a reader magnet or is it a direct download? So we're going to keep reader magnet because a direct download means they get the file, no email capture, and you just want to give it away. For whatever reason you want to do that, maybe you just want to send one to your sister or something, that's when you would use a direct download. Okay, so name your page. Also, please note that this also generates your page URL. So you could say, what was the name of my book? It was Midnight Library Club. You can just say freebie. Okay, that looks cute, right? All right, so you're going to select your book. There it is. And then your email list. And there it is. Guys, we do not have to do double duty here. Okay. Headline, that's your headline there. Okay, you can come up with a better headline if you want. And here's the description. That's why I wanted to put it over there in BookBridge for you, to know that you do not have to do everything again. It's one time, one platform. Okay, so you don't have to do this again in, Book Funnel. You don't have to do it again in Story Origin. You don't have to do it again in Book Clicker, putting all of your information. One place. So she fell in love hard. He knew nothing of love and thought of her as just a friend until one night she knew what he really was, and he knew he'd either have to save her or die trying once she found out. The Midnight Library Club. It's like, I don't even know if that description matches this book, whatever. But if you're like, oh, I don't really like that. So this is auto-filled from your book's blurb. You can have AI help you write it and to do something different. Go ahead and click this button. Okay. What do you want your button text to say? I would say, read your free copy now. Email capture pop-up. Do you want it to say almost there? If you leave this blank, it's going to just have these defaults in there. Now, if you are revamping your lead magnet, or if you're not just starting out, you may want to toggle this on. So for me, personally, I do not allow rescribe or people who unsubscribe or mark me as spam to come back onto my list. I had so many problems with people marking me as spam. It really doesn't help, and it makes my emails go into my real fans who want my emails into their spam folder. They're like, "Oh, I found you in my spam," and then my, our reputation hurts. And why people mark me as spam, we'll never know. But it's like, you literally had to get my book for me to get your email, and then they mark me as spam. So I have a hard gate. Book Funnel kind of has a gate for this, but I still found people slipping through the cracks because it just, I don't even know. So when I built this, there are 3 layers of security to keep spammy, just I'm grabbing a free book and then I'm going to mark you as spam people off your list. So if you absolutely want that gate, you want quality readers, then don't toggle this on. Okay. All right. So you can decide how you want to collect their subscriber name, the standard disclaimer at the end. I understand I'm signing up for Victoria Rose's email newsletter. I'm free to unsubscribe. You can put in your own if you want, or you can just not have one at all. Okay. If you're running Facebook ads, here you can put in your Facebook details and what you want to capture. Okay, so that's the basics. Here's where it gets really fun and unique. What I found with some of the other platforms was it was one standard page with a few tweaks on how your book looked and colors. I really want my pages to stand out. I really want to capture the reader's attention that says, this looks premium, even though it's free. So you have various how you want this to look. Do you want it to look permanently dark and foreboding and intriguing? Do you want it to look light and airy? That's up to you. You can have a different template layout. So I'm just going to quickly go through these. A split, a cinematic, a prism look, clean, or minimal. Okay. Now you can go into your color themes if you like. From cover, defaults whatever your cover colors are and it matches. Okay. Or maybe you want a little bit of contrast, however you want it to look. Okay, then you can also change your headline styles. Do you want it to be a Laura typeface? A little bit more bold or more crazy? Okay. If you guys think this is cool, please give me a thumbs up. All right. Right now, how do you want the effect to look? Okay. And you have also those options as well. Okay. So I like, let me see, do I want to do an outline? Not really. So, or you can just do no style, but I kind of like the gradient. And then, guys, you decide how you want to do your book mock-up. So it can be just a flat with a slight shadow. Do you want it on a tablet so it screams this is an e-reader? Showcase, Sheen, Premium, and Spotlight, as you can see here, are all interactive in some sort, or they're animated. So let me go. Now, if you do cinematic, it's different. The different styles depends on what you choose. Okay, so you can see it's pulling in a little bit of the background of the book cover. So now you can really stand out from all the other generic, this is what everybody else is doing, and really make your landing page your own, because there are so many different combinations. It's rare that they're going to look exactly the same as somebody else's. That they're going to have a dark cover, cinematic, abstract with this exact headline style and color theme. So I wanted people to be able to stand out because our books are so different. Okay, so once you save that, you can save it as a draft. And now you're going to see it pops up to preview. So you can see what it actually looks like for your readers. And this is what it looks like. So I can tell that, well, this is kind of not easy to read, but maybe you love it. Maybe just change the color scheme a little bit. And then when you click read your free copy now, there it is. So you can see everything that the reader would see and that you can change if you like. So once you're happy with the look and feel, and you can also customize your thank you page, and you can also preview that. So you can preview your thank you page right now. You're in, check your email, or they can read now. They can literally start reading if they're on their phone, tablet, or computer. But they also get an email copy. Okay, so that's how that looks. I'm just going to change this slightly, and then I'm going to show you where to get your link. So let's do a split, not page content, with from the cover. And I'm going to show you guys real quick one of the interactive ones, Premium. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Let's preview so you see what this looks like as interactive. And guys, look at that. There's a little bit of animation, magical realism there, and interactive. People kind of like move their mouse over it. It really engages them with your book. Okay. So really, really, really great way to personalize how you want to present your book to your future fan. Okay, so let's keep this one. We love how that looks. So we're going to go ahead and save and go live. All right. And then the status changed to live. You can pause it at any time. I suggest you don't. Come back to landing pages, and here is your Reader Bridge link. And you're going to take this over to BookBridge. So we're going to copy this link right here. And BookBridge is right here on this side, or if you have the tab open, just click over. Okay, we're going to click right here, edit, and then come down to where the links are. And we're going to put in, you can put in a universal link. It doesn't matter because it says, can include lead magnet, book panel story, or Reader Bridge. We're just going to put that here. Now, if your book is on, let's say, draft to digital, and you have your publishing wide, then you can go ahead and just say, lead magnet or reader magnet, whichever, and you can put that link here. and we can get rid of that one. Okay, and just add that in. Either one is fine. It really doesn't matter. And we're good to go. So let's go back to my books. And just to make sure that stayed, if you come back, your link is still there. Oops, it's not still there. Hold on. I think I need to go and hit save at the bottom. I was like, yes, save changes. Okay, so guys, don't forget to hit save. And everything is there. So what you have now is you have got your Indie for Life subscription so that you have basically 2 platforms in one. You set up your pen name. You've integrated your email client. You've added your book. You now have a landing page that looks distinctly different from everybody else. And we just now put it all the way back into BookBridge so that you have your link, and now it's ready to swap, and or you pay for swaps so that now you can grow your your list. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm glitching. All right. No other connections are needed to grow your list. You just need this one connection, one platform, one place for obsessed readers to devour your books and become raving fans with zero tech headaches. All right. So if you've gotten this far, awesome. Give yourself a pat on the back. In the next video, we're going to dive into BookBridges.io's Swap Meet and how to grow your list via swaps and promos. Okay. If you haven't yet, and you're like, now that I've got my reader list. So you guys, let me reiterate. One connection, zero tech headaches. You have your domain, you've got BookBridge and ReaderBridge, and your email client. Okay, one connection, one platform, one place. So you don't need BookFunnel, StoryOrigin, or BookClicker, or BookSwappy. You don't need to keep juggling these platforms and trying to keep track of it all. BookBridge handles all of it. All you need to do is set it up once. Every new reader who finds your book gets delivered straight to your list automatically while you sleep. So in the next video, we're going to dive into BookBridge's Swap Meet, which is the newsletter swaps and group promos, and show you exactly how to grow your list through cross promotion with authors in your genre or like genres. Okay. Now, please do not skip this. It is my free gift to you, and it's your nurture sequence after people grab your free book. You don't want them just to immediately unsubscribe. That kind of defeats the purpose of growing your list, sustaining your list and your readers. You really want them to stay and become raving fans. So what I have for you is a done for you email sequence. It's a fill in the blanks, plug in your title, character names, what's going on in your life. And it's written by a culturally smart AI to feel human and not robotic. And to give you, you can use, there's 5 emails. You can use 3 to 5 nurture sequence for people to want to stay on your list and want your next email. I literally had someone email me the other day and say, I'm not getting your emails. Was I accidentally kicked off? Why aren't I getting your emails? That is not the first time that has happened. I have people asking for me to email them, and that's exactly what you want, and that's exactly what this email nurture sequence does. And it works for any fiction genre. If you need one tailored specifically to nonfiction, let me know, but I think it will also work as well. Once you grab it, you let me know, because you don't want to skip this, because most authors lose 30 to 50% of new subscribers in their first 2 weeks. And readers who never hear from you after the download will forget you. So you don't want to skip this and letting them get to know you. It's one automated sequence that is permanently set, and you can just keep going on. So you can turn a casual downloader into a raving fan. So right now, your landing page is live. But if you don't have this nurture sequence, you're leaving readers on the table and the opportunity to bounce on you. We don't want that. So download the free sequence below and get it scheduled before your first swap. Okay? Your lead magnet is live and is growing your list. Give yourself a round of applause, because if you just signed up for the Indie for Pro subscription, you've got 2 weeks. And if you just walk through the whole process with me, you can start today on the very first day to see how this works. All right, so sign up at bookbridge.io. If you didn't, follow the steps in this video and your Reader Bridge landing page will be live and collecting subscribers today, because in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the swap meet. So get started in the link below, and I will see you guys in the next one.